It's pasta salad time, y'all. If you can boil water and chop a few veggies, you can do this. Don't buy those pre-made boxed pasta salads when you can make it fresh. Let me tell you what you're gonna need. Pick out whatever kind of pasta you want. I usually use a different kind, but these bow tie pasta, that's what I had, so y'all know I'm gonna be using that. Go ahead and just follow the instructions on your box. You do not want this pasta to be too mushy. I cooked mine, this says 12 to 14 minutes. I cooked mine the full 14. It'll depend on what shape your pasta is, how long it's gonna take it to cook. Then you're just gonna need veggies, whatever kind that you like. I just gathered things out of my fridge. I already had some celery that I had chopped up, or I had cut into strips earlier this week for some wings. I had these left over. I'm gonna chop that celery up. I have some carrots. I'm gonna shred those. I've got some baby broccoli or broccolini, whatever you want to call that. And I have some peppers. These are just the little sweet colored peppers. Some red onion. And then I'm going to be putting some of this fake crab or serrini, whatever you want to call it, into mine because we love that. For my dressing, very, very simple. I'm going to be using mayo, Parmesan cheese, and some Italian dressing. That's it. Easy peasy. Let's get going. The first thing we're going to do is get our veggies chopped up. Y'all make sure you wash those veggies. Don't put dirty veggies in anything. My bag of broccoli was organic broccoli that was already washed, and it's one of those that you're supposed to steam in the bag. I don't usually wash it if it says it's already been washed and it's in a steamable bag. Everything else I wash. I wash my onions, I wash my potatoes. Anything that I peel, I still wash it. So we're going to start out. You want these, whatever you're chopping up, to be uniform. And it just depends on how you feel about big chunks of things or smaller chunks. Make it according to what your family likes or the people that you're trying to feed. My husband does not like raw onion. Y'all know that. So I'll be chopping this onion really fine. So just get to chopping. I've got a big bowl. I've got my pasta draining, and I did spray a little bit of cold water over my pasta after I dumped it out because I don't want it to keep cooking. Peppers. These peppers are not spicy, so those seeds are not going to be spicy, but if you don't like the seeds, take them out. Seeds don't bother me. If you have a whole pepper, a larger one, I would suggest using one whole pepper. I didn't have that today. Use as much or as little onion as you like. I'm going to do a slice about like this. This will come out to about 1/4 to 1/3 cup of chopped onion. That's plenty for me. I don't want it to overpower the pasta salad. Use red onion or a sweet onion. I don't recommend a yellow onion in this recipe. Yellow onion is just too strong, in my opinion, to eat raw. Now my broccoli, I'm mainly just going to use the top parts. You can eat this. I'm going to save this and I'll steam that and eat that. You can chop the stems. It's perfectly fine to eat that. Especially on these baby ones. They're tender. Chop it up. Carrots can be a little bit difficult to eat if they're chopped too large in a pasta salad. So I am going to use my mandolin and the smaller shredder attachment for my carrots. You can see, I just made a mess. There's what size I'm doing. Last thing I'm going to add here is my imitation crab. You can leave this out. Do not have to put this in here. And I'm using one of the smaller packs. Put as much as you like. This is about, I guess, 10 or 12 ounces that I'm using here. And what I do when I add it to the rest of my veggies, I just crumble it in my hands a little bit to separate it because it sticks together. And I want that crab to get all through that pasta. We have this every Easter and lots of times in between. We have this pasta salad all year long. Now we're going to make our dressing, which is the most important part of a pasta salad. I'm going to start out with 1/4 cup of some kind of Italian dressing. Today I'm using, this is from Aldi. It's like an Olive Garden dressing. Sometimes I use Zesty Italian. It's entirely up to you. Then I'm going to put 1 cup of mayo. And I'm going to start out with about 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. And as always, my bowl is not large enough, but we're going to make it work. If I spill any, it's going to go into my salad. I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of salt and about 1 teaspoon of pepper. Now this is what we're going to start with our dressing, and I may have to add more. Now I've added in my pasta. You can see I had to switch bowls, and it's still not large enough. Now that dressing was just a starting point for me. It's going to depend on how many veggies you add, the type of pasta you use. That's your ratio. So if you need to do more, do that same ratio and just add more to it. And just stir that up. This is going to be enough for mine. Now as the pasta sits, it's going to absorb a lot of this moisture. You need to do your little taste test and see how you feel about it. This is one of my husband's favorite dishes, believe it or not. Tastes perfect. Sometimes I add black olives, sometimes I don't. It depends if I have them. I do have some today. So let me show you what I do. I don't like to add the sliced black olives. I like to use the whole ones. These are pitted, and then I just kind of pop them between my fingers. So it's olive halves, really. The reason I do it when I take this other places, a lot of people just don't like olives. And when they're still large like this, they're easier to remove. I don't like to leave them whole because for the people who do like olives, that's just a little too much. This way it spreads around more in the pasta salad. And that's all there is to it, y'all. This is one of the easiest, fastest, homemade, delicious dishes that you'll ever make. It's not expensive. You can use leftovers. I think that box of pasta costs less than $1. And it makes a lot. You can see this is a huge bowl. You also can add cherry tomatoes if you have those. Sometimes I do those and just decorate around the edges with them. All done, ready to eat. Good luck, y'all.